Welcome back to Mastering Instagram Insights to Elevate Your Brand Identity. Today we'll be discussing showing up for your brand, turning engagement into loyalty. I'm your host, Deardire, and if you joined me for our last episode, we unpacked the power of Instagram analytics, those numbers that tell the story behind your brand's online performance. Now that we understand what those numbers mean, let's talk about what really brings them to life. Showing up for your brand. Because numbers are great, but connection, that's where real brand loyalty is built. Let's be honest, engagement on Instagram can feel exciting. Every like, comment, and DM gives you that little spark of validation that someone is paying attention to your content. And that engagement isn't the finishing line, it's the starting point for building trust and long term relationships with your audience. When people interact with your content, they're giving you a moment of their attention. They are letting you know that they believe in your content. What you do next determines whether they'll just scroll by tomorrow or become a loyal part of your community. So, how do you turn those moments of engagement into loyalty? Let's take some time to discuss it. The mind shift from posting to connected. When I first started Baskets by Straightly, my Instagram strategy was simple. I made the baskets, delivered them, took pictures, and posted them. I believe that was the best strategy at the time. And in my defense, that was what Instagram was about, a platform that you shared your photos. But Instagram has evolved into so much more, and so have I. It's not just a space to show what you create, it's a space to connect, to tell stories, to build relationships. That realization was a turning point for me. I realized that building my brand identity on Instagram isn't about perfection, it's about participation. And when you participate, people show up. It's about showing your audience not just what you do, but why you do it and who you're doing it for. Instagram Insight has turned data into direction. That's where Instagram Insights became my benchmark. It made me understand what my audience is looking for. It helped me see what my audience cared about, what when they were active, and what content actually started conversation. For example, my analytics show that my community is most active at 6 a.m., 9 a.m., 12 noon, and 3 p.m. every day. So moving forward, my posting schedule will be intentional. It will include those times and it will include one post feed on my feed per day, 4 to 5 stories per day, and 3 reels per week, and refreshing my highlights to reflect what my audience values most. This is what transforming transactional marketing into relationship branding looks like. Analytics are not just numbers, they're insight into your target audience. They help you connect, engage, and build loyalty through consistency. Building community through connection is so important. Your community includes everyone, your customer, your collaborators, and even people who just simply like the work that you do. Let's give you an example, a real life example. When I donate baskets to community events or raffles, I make sure to show that moment. People value a business that gives back to community generously. It reminds them that your brand has empathy, not just products. And one of my favorite traditions is my annual teacher appreciation giveaway. For the last 4 years, I've invited my followers to nominate a teacher who deserves a surprise basket at the beginning of the year. I share the behind the scenes moment, choosing the items, assembling the baskets, and delivering it to the recipient. These moments are precious to me because that giveaway is my way of saying, I see you. I appreciate the work you're doing. Those gestures don't just build visibility, they build emotional connection. True, authentic connection. They remind people that my brand exists to elevate my community and to celebrate them. When people feel seen, they stay. Some of my most loyal customers have told me how much their recipients love their baskets, not because they're beautiful, because I believe they are beautiful, but because they are personal. One customer told me her friend actually cried when she opened hers because every single item felt like her. She said, "It's like you really saw me." And that's what this is all about. When people feel seen, heard, and valued, whether they're a customer, collaborator, or community member, they don't just follow your brand, they believe in it. That's how you build brand loyalty through community. And that's important. Doing what you love with purpose. Both my brands, Straight Leap and Baskets by Straight Leap, have a bigger calling for me. I always say I do what I love to be able to do what I love. And that's important to me. For me, it's not just about creating beautiful baskets, it's about elevating my community, building a connection with my community. My goal has always been to make sure we live better, feel valued, and are exposed to opportunities that remind us of what's possible. That's what fuels me. And that's where my heart is behind how I show up, both online and in my community. Because when you show up with purpose, people can feel it. And that's the kind of energy that builds lasting loyalty. I'm turning my engagement into action. So, yes, I keep an eye on my analytics. They show you what your audience responds to, but I don't let the numbers distract me from the real work, building relationships, connecting with my community. Your community isn't built overnight. It grows every time you share your story, celebrate others, and participate in the conversation with honesty and integrity. Because engagement is just the spark, connection is what keeps the fire going. I participate in conversations in my community. And here's the truth: to build loyalty with your community, you have to participate in those conversations consistently and authentically. It's not about posting just to post, it's about being present, listening, responding, showing that you care. And that's where DM marketing comes in. When someone messages me about a basket, I don't just drop a quick emoji reply. I start a conversation. I ask about the occasion, the person they're gifting, what message they want to send to the recipient. Those conversations are what transforms a simple sale into a relationship because loyalty doesn't come from algorithms, it comes from authentic connection. Consistency, reward, and trust. Consistency builds trust, trust builds loyalty, and loyalty sustains your brand. And that's important to understand. Reward your community, whether through appreciation giveaways, reposting customer photos, telling their story, or just simply saying thank you. When people feel valued, they want to keep showing up. And that's the beauty of brand building on Instagram. It's not about perfection, it's about presence, being present. It's about showing up for your brand so your brand can show up for your community. So as you continue to grow your business, remember, building a brand takes time and consistency. Building brand loyalty takes time, consistency, and trust. And with tools like Instagram Insights and the willingness to show up with authenticity, generosity, and purpose, you can turn your engagement into a thriving community that truly believes in your brand. Thank you for your time and attention today. I'm Deirdre Gregg, and this has been Showing Up for Your Brand: How to Turn Engagement into Loyalty. Join me next time as we explore how to create content that not only connects but converts. Until then, keep showing up for your brand, and your brand will show up for you.